He says, withdraw from the player. He's withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accord again. We're so cooked, dog. We are so cooked. All right, let's listen to the next president.
I don't want to say this, it's too braggadocious, but we'll say it anyway. The Trump effect, it's you. You're the effect. Since the election, the stock market has surged and small business optimism has soared a record 41 points to a 39-year high. Bitcoin has shattered one record high after another. The major investment company...
That's crazy to say while he's doing a shitcoin rug pull.
Properties has announced that it will be investing between $20 and $40 billion in the United States, and SoftBank, another great company, has pledged between $100 and $200 billion. These are all investments that are only being made because of the fact that we won the election. Going to create jobs for hundreds of thousands, even millions of Americans. Today I spoke with Tim Cook of Apple. He said they're going to make a massive investment in the United States because of our big election win.
You are the Trump effect.
And as of today, TikTok is back.
We shouldn't be celebrating decent hostage conditions. No. Did you misunderstand my point? I'm saying that all hostages deserve dignity. The problem is Israel has far too many Palestinian hostages and routinely tortures them, sometimes kills them, while simultaneously claiming that that's what the Palestinians are doing all the time.
Have never won the young vote, the youth vote. They win a lot of votes, but they never won the youth vote. We won the youth vote by 36 points. So I like TikTok. I like it.
See?
I like it. I had a slightly good experience, wouldn't you say? Romney lost it by 40 points.
I told you.
Not so long ago, we won it by 36 points. That's a very big spread. But I said we need to save TikTok. But I said we need to save TikTok. Tremendous. Who in this audience goes with TikTok? Many? Yeah, very popular. And frankly, we have no choice. We have to save it. A lot of jobs. We don't want to give our business to China. We don't want to give our business to other people. And I said, you know, TikTok without my approval, meaning the president's approval, because Congress gave the president the right to make a deal, do whatever he wants. And they did that a long time ago when they had a different president. They didn't know that I was going to be the president, I guess. So I said, very simply, a joint venture. So if TikTok is worth nothing, zero, without an approval. You know, if you don't approve, they're out of business, they're worth nothing. If you do approve, they're worth like $1 trillion. They're worth some crazy number. So I said, I'll approve, but let the United States of America own 50% of TikTok. I'm approving on behalf of the United States. So they'll have a partner, the United States, and they'll have a lot of bidders, and the United States will do what we call a joint venture. And there's no risk. We're not putting up any money. All we're doing is giving them the approval, without which they don't have anything. So I don't know. It sounds like that works. What do you think? Good? I think so. So whether you like TikTok or not, we're going to make a lot of money. Perhaps most beautiful of all, this week we achieved an epic ceasefire agreement as a first step toward lasting peace in the Middle East. And this agreement could only have happened as a result of our historic victory in November. That was some victory. Was that great? I don't even know which was greater, 2016 or this one. I think this one. Look, Honest Abe Blinken. We have Honest Abe. We have Uncle Sam. You know, Uncle Sam shook my hand about 2 months ago. He's got the strongest grip I've ever. You are a strong man. I said, what the hell was that? But I'm glad to report that the first hostages have just been released. And who knows what's going to happen? I know that Biden is saying that they made the deal. Well, you know. I mean, that deal should have, first of all, it would have never happened if I were president. Would have never happened. There was not even a thought of it. Iran was broke. They had no money for Hezbollah. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money. They were broke, totally broke, and they would have never done anything. But they did it, you know. I like to think back to the past. I said, if only the election weren't rigged, all the things that would have happened, that would have been so good, but it was. We're not going to let that happen again. I want to thank my friend Steve Witkoff, who I think is here. I know he made a beautiful speech. I heard he made a great speech. But he's an amazing guy. I said, I got to get myself a negotiator. We have to get a good negotiator. A lot of guys are knowledgeable, but they can't negotiate. They don't have the personality or whatever. And Steve does, and Steve's a great negotiator, very successful guy. But he's our new special envoy to the Middle East for helping reach this great breakthrough, and really couldn't have been done without Steve. Where is Steve Witkoff? Is he around here someplace? Because he was so great. There he is. Hello, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. What a job. Our incoming administration has achieved all of this in the Middle East in less than 3 months without being president. We've achieved more without being president than they've achieved in 4 years with being president. But just imagine all of the good things that we will accomplish together with 4 more years in the White House, and we're going to do a lot of things. You're going to see something tomorrow. You're going to see executive orders that are going to make you extremely happy. Lots of them. Lots of them. We have to set our country on the proper course. By the time the sun sets tomorrow evening, the invasion of our borders will have come to a halt, and all the illegal border trespassers will in some form or another be on their way back home. Think of it. We've allowed millions and millions of people into our country through open borders, no checks, no vetting, no anything. Millions and millions of people. And lots of those people are murderers. 52% of them killed more than one person. Other than that, they're quite fine. They're nice people. These are rough people. Remember, I used to say these people are rough. And they would say, no, no, these are illegal immigrants. They're very safe. I said, they're not safe. Look at what's happened with Venezuela, where they're sending these gangs in and they're taking over apartment complexes in Colorado and then cutting off the fingers of a man who...
Oh, it begins. Project 2025 begins.
...desired to call the police. He said, you want to call the police?
Hilarious. That is a Trump Gold Blend ad on the side, too.
People, and they're getting the hell out of our country. They're out. The border security measures I will outline in my inaugural address tomorrow will be the most aggressive, sweeping effort to restore
an incredible,
our borders the world has
a record
ever
number.
seen. You know, we had the best, safest...
Record number of executive orders coming in on day one.
Remember that with the great chart that I put up. I don't even know if they have that chart now. Maybe they do. These guys are good. Maybe they do. Who the... I don't know. I didn't tell them I was going to do this. I didn't tell, but we have some very good people, but I didn't say. But we had a chart, and I looked to my right, and then they said, ooh, that hurt. What the hell was that? I still have that throbbing feeling in my ear. Oh, there it is. Look at it. These people are amazing. I didn't tell them I was doing that. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's all over the place. I love that. That is the most beautiful piece of paper I've ever seen in my life.
You played a part on it with memeing? I played a part of what? Trump winning? Is that what you're saying? Like I played a formative role in Trump's electoral success? Because after his election success, he did 2 things that I said he was most likely going to do, even before the election. You're right. That's right. I'm a Trump supporter. I love Donald Trump.
Continued, and we're taking in people that shouldn't be here. They come in from prisons, from jail.
You don't want ever the argument to be saying the truth makes you a Trump supporter. That's a self-goal, okay? That's a self-own for no reason. Never associate telling the truth if Donald Trump does something that is correct, even for the interim period. Covering that objectively should never be associated with being a Trump supporter. Because if you do that, you automatically give Trump another W. Okay? That's it. It's a self-own for no reason. So if you come in here as a 68-month subscriber of mine and say, Hasan, because of your objective reporting on this, okay, like the role that Trump played in both the ceasefire and also in the stay of execution for TikTok at least 90 days into the future, makes you a Trump supporter, makes me feel like you guys are doing the same thing that Israel supporters do, where they associate Israel's most violent actions with Judaism. To the uninitiated who isn't as interested in partisan politics as you are, you look silly. You look stupid. You give Trump additional credit for no reason.
Saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been released into the United States.
My 20-year-old daughter, Kayla Hamilton, was murdered in her own room. Kayla's murderer was apprehended by Border Patrol crossing illegally into the U.S.
Kayla's murderer had been improperly released into the United States.
Abolish ICE. Yeah, we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
More than a dozen people suspected of being Tren de Aragua gang members right here in San Antonio.
The gang members had been terrorizing the apartment complex.
New details in the murder of Laken Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect.
Jay's got to be salivating at this. He's like, this is great, great
Venezuelan
stuff.
national.
And was paroled and released into the country by the Biden administration.
If they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened.
2 men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela are charged with capital murder and the death of Jocelyn Nungaray.
Martinez and Angel wrapped his arms around Jocelyn's neck.
Is this real? In every single fiscal year since Joe Biden has taken office, there's been around like 20 plus cases of manslaughter and murder, like, you know, accidental manslaughter, including like vehicle accidents, stuff like that. And this propaganda, I suspect, features every single high-profile incident, like almost all of them, okay? In this last year, there was 29 total instances of manslaughter and murder. 29, not like 290, not 29,000. What's the source on this? The Department of Homeland Security. This is numbers that come directly from ICE. That's where the source is for the number.
Into our country, many other places the same. I would have done the same if I headed up any of the countries. I know most of those guys. They're smart. They're leaders. They are smart, streetwise people. As soon as I heard they were going to have open borders, I said,
you
do
believe
that,
them?
every prison all over the world is going to be.
You're right. The Department of Homeland Security is also woke. Is that the argument now, that they're woke too? And that's why they're lying about the numbers? Customs and Border Patrol is lying about the numbers. It's right here. Homicide and manslaughter, 29 in the fiscal year 2024. 29 in the fiscal year 2023. In the fiscal year 2022, 62. Fiscal year 2021, 60. Okay? As opposed to the overall homicide and manslaughter number across the board. Like the actual number of Americans dying, or like instances of homicide and manslaughter happening on U.S. soil in these same years, is infinitely higher, like 20,000. Okay. So they contribute, undocumented migrants contribute an incredibly low number. Okay. That's why it's so crazy that Republicans actively lie and say these guys are all criminals and they're doing incredible amounts of murder, but it's still a non-zero number. Yeah, of course it's a non-zero number. Undocumented migrants are not like a hive mind, number one. And number two, of course, it's a non-zero number. Everyone is capable of doing manslaughter or homicide. But if your goal is to lower the number of murders, which is what every government's role should be, okay, then hyper-focusing on undocumented immigrants is the stupidest thing you can do. Yeah, also, this is non-citizens. So it's not even just like undocumented migrants. It's actually also legal migrants as well. Legal and illegal total number. 24,000 murders and homicides, manslaughter overall. 29 out of the 24,000 was non-citizens, as in legal immigrants and illegal immigrants. 29 overall. Tell me how that, like, deporting 20 million people is going to reduce the number of homicides in this country. It's not.
of government efficiency, headed by a gentleman named Elon Musk, who's here.
Oh, also they kicked out Vivek.
The hell he is.
Vivek is out now,
He's here
so it's just
someplace.
Elon on Doge.
Come here, Elon. Did you see his rocket yesterday? It was captured. And X is with him. X. Come on, Elon, say a couple of words.
Okay.
I can't believe that's Grimes'
Thank
child.
you. Thank you, Mr. President. Sorry, little X just followed me on the stage here. He's a very enthusiastic supporter.
He's like, please don't kill me. I have a son. I have a baby. Please. Please.
So
This is my little human shield X.
we're looking forward to making a lot of changes, and you know this victory is the start, really. What matters going forward is to actually make significant changes, cement those changes, and set the foundation for America to be strong for a century, for centuries, forever.
Oh my God.
And make America great again. Yeah. So, yeah. So anyway, we're gonna do great things here. Thank you.
Thank you, Elon.
USA!
You know, I always say we have to be protective of our geniuses because we don't have too many, but that one is a good one. Now, I watched his rocket come down about...
Bro, I'm not. This is why, by the way, what you just saw right there is the reason why I was like, it can't be Adrian Dittman. Adrian Dittman can't be Elon Musk. Because that's how Elon Musk operates. That's how he talks.
Beautifully came down, it's tumbling, it's a mess, it's going down. I say, oh, look at that thing, that's a disaster. And then it gets like a couple of miles away from Earth, and all of a sudden the engines start going on, the things start, and then I see it coming in and landing in the gantry, and I'm watching it, I'm saying, oh, it's gonna crash, oh, but those engines came out and they blew the fire all over the place. And all of a sudden, those two big arms came and hugged it like you would hug your little baby. And that sucker landed it. Nobody's been able to do that but him. And he's a great guy. And we have him and Vivek and some great people working on a thing called costs. And he's got the credibility to do it, too.
Vivek is literally out.
Vivek
Vivek is out at Doge, from what I understand.
But he went out to Pennsylvania after that. He landed that rocket nobody had ever seen. By the way, China can't do it, Russia can't do it, or come close. It'll be 10 years before they can do it. And the U.S. can't do it except for him. And it's pretty amazing. But he did that, and then he journeyed to Pennsylvania, where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania. And he's a popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote-counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon. And his son's name, who's cute as a button, his son's name is X. He's the only guy who could get away with the name X.
Yeah, Vivek
But
is
his
out.
son is a great guy. One thing we know, his son is smart. If you believe in the racehorse theory, he's got a nice, smart son. But thank you very much to Elon and everybody. We've had so much
He's
help.
talking about his semen, dog. If you believe in the racehorse theory, his father is smart, his son, his semen is strong.
Take the oath of office. Oh, you're going to have a lot of fun watching television tomorrow. Somebody said yesterday, sir, don't sign so many in one day. Let's do it over a period of weeks.
Unexpected eugenics? How is it unexpected, dog? Come on. You're watching the Fourth Reich. Eugenics is the most expected part of this conversation.
You know that old story. Let's do it later. That it never gets
It's like saying,
done.
oh, an unexpected amount of neo-Nazi propaganda that's coming out of the Jumbotron there. Talking about how brown people are scary and dangerous.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion mandates all across the government and private sector and return our country to the merit system. You know, the Supreme Court ruled that the United States is allowed to go by the merit system, which is what made us great in the first place. That was a big ruling that a lot of people don't even know about, but it was a big, tremendous ruling. And you're focusing on character, competence, and qualifications in all hiring decisions. Now you're allowed to go by competence and ability and genius. You don't have to hire somebody to send up one of his rocket ships that doesn't know anything about what's happening. As a first step toward restoring transparency and accountability to government, we will also reverse the overclassification of government documents, and in the coming days, we are going to make public remaining records relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, his brother Robert Kennedy, as well as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and other topics of great public interest. It's all going to be released, Uncle Sam. And I will direct our military to begin construction of the great Iron Dome missile defense shield, which will all be made in the USA. And we will get wokeness the hell out of our military immediately and make it like it used to be.
Soldiers.
Take a look at this.
I got your name. I got your ass. You will not laugh. You will not cry. You will learn by the number.
Happy Pride. Happy Pride Month. And actually, let's declare it a summer of pride.
So you're a killer? Sir, yes, sir. Let me see your war face. Sir, you got a war face? Ah! That's a war face. Now let me see your war face. Ah! Bullshit. You didn't convince me. Let me see your...
Okay, this is why you can't... I'm convinced now. You can't make an anti-war movie. It's impossible.
You will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death, praying for war. But until that day, you are pukes. You are the lowest form of life on earth. You are not even human fucking being. You are nothing but unorganized.
Yeah, hey guys. I wonder what happens in this movie, like, which is not real, it's a movie, but I wonder what happens in the movie.
The best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress.
You want to know something really funny about this? Soldiers Doing Drag is literally a classic, okay? Like, getting upset at soldiers doing drag is so funny because soldiers, there's never been a time period in history where a unit has not done drag, okay? Here, let me show you a time period. Let me show you a time period when our military was at its best. GIs as dolls. World War II, ladies and gentlemen. The last time that the American military was actually engaging in truly anti-fascist action. And here they are doing drag. That's what's so funny about this is like the idea that like, oh man, like, oh, look at our gay ass military now. It's like, okay, dude, sure.
To restore the spirit of American Armed Forces, I have appointed Pete Hegseth as our next Secretary of Defense. Where's Pete? Where's Pete? Pete's here someplace. Where is he?
Why were they
Good
doing
job,
it? Fun,
Pete.
etc. Yeah, for fun.
They like you.
Drag, and you know, doing this kind of like dress up shit is so normal, and it's so like the last 4 years of the Republican Party making this like a big issue that Donald Trump himself entertained drag when Rudy Giuliani was in drag and Donald Trump walked up to him and like smelled his boobies and whatnot. Like there's a video of that out there from the 2000s. It's not a thing. This is not like a real issue. He motorboated Rudy Giuliani. Yeah. Vetbot Gaming is right. The military is the most homoerotic organization in America, sometimes in a bad way, too.
She will do an incredible job, and she's working with another person who's going to be unbelievable at the FBI, Kash Patel.
With Donald Trump.
You know, you're really beautiful.
The spoof was filmed 16
And tomorrow,
years ago
everybody
when
in
Giuliani
this
was mayor
very
of New York
large
for a
arena will be
charity
very
dinner.
happy
So it was all
with my
fun.
decision
Oh,
on
you
the
dirty boy!
J6 hostages.
It's new. It's new shit. This whole like anti-drag meta is 100% a new invention for the Republican Party. Okay? Okay, you didn't have to play this video? No, I will always play that video.
They're up here someplace in one of those beautiful boxes, and their team is doing very well, and Ovechkin is a great player, right? But I want to thank Ted and all of the owners for allowing this to take place. It was really great, and thank you. It's a hell of an operation, great place, fantastic arena. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, everybody. At Homeland Security, we will have a tough leader in Kristi Noem, and we will have an outstanding Secretary of Transportation in Sean Duffy, Congressman Sean Duffy. Great people. And we're going to win so much that Governor Burgum of the Interior, you know, Governor Burgum, one of the best governors in the country, is in
We're still
charge
alive.
of
The dream is not
Department of the
dead.
Interior.
Burgamaniacs, rise
And
up.
the hottest man
Dakota,
anywhere
rise
in the
up.
world for
One
energy.
united Dakota,
When I
rise
announced
up.
him, people couldn't believe it. You didn't hear
Under
of
the
him, but if
watchful
you're in
gaze of the
energy
bird.
business, he's considered the absolute best. Mr. Chris Wright of the Energy Department. He's going to head up the Energy Department. He's the hottest guy in there is. Anybody in the energy business. They said, I can't believe you got Chris Wright. And a man named Marco Rubio is going to be our great future Secretary of State. And Howard Lutnick, a tremendous success on Wall Street, is going to be our Secretary of Commerce. They have to go through these drills, but they're going to. And I want to thank the Republican senators. They've been doing great. And John Thune has been doing a great job in moving the process along quickly. We're going to have a lot of them hopefully approved very quickly. And a very special woman, Linda McMahon, is going to be our future Secretary of Education, which we're going to be giving back to the states. Let the state run education. I said to Linda, Linda, I'm making you the Secretary of Education, but if you do a great job, you will put yourself out of a job because you're going to be sending it back to the states. And she's fantastic, and her staff, which has been largely hired, is fantastic. And all of the other leaders will come to me and they're going to say, do you remember I used to do this for fun? But it's really not fun, it's fact. Because we have to do some of best of, right? But they're going to come and say to me, sir, we're winning too much, sir. We can't take it anymore. We have to stop winning, sir. We can't do it. We're not used to winning in our country. And each one of them is going to say, every single one, sir, please, please, you're destroying our country. We're winning too much. Our country isn't prepared for this. They're not used to winning, sir. And I'll say, no, Linda and everybody, we're not going to stop winning. The people of our country want us to keep on winning, and we're going to go win like never, ever before. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be doing it, Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is having a heart attack down here. Look at him. Uncle Sam is going wild. And they think I pay for these people. I have no idea who he is. All I know is he does. And there's Abe Lincoln. Thank you, honest Abe. I have no idea. I swear, I have no idea who the hell he is. but he looks like Abe. He's probably a little bit shorter, in all fairness. Abe was 6'6". He's a little bit shorter. He's about a foot shorter. Other than that, he's perfect. Thank you, Abe. In addition to the most talented cabinet ever assembled, and we think we're hearing things like that, we will be supported in our mission by countless wonderful American patriots. First, let me thank my incredible family, and I want to thank in particular somebody that headed up the Republican Party, along with Mike, the two of them, Lara Trump, who you saw before, who produced those two beautiful children. Lara Trump is unbelievable. She was the chairman of the Republican Party, and nobody ever said, oh, gee, it's a family member. They actually said, how the hell did you get her to do it? And she did a phenomenal job. We had a minimum of cheating. We watched them like a hawk. Where is Lara? Where the hell is she? Because she did some job. See, she wants to be nice and quiet. She's here someplace. Thank you, Lara. Thank you very much, hon. She's phenomenal. The job she did, and her son, who was up. Didn't they do a beautiful job? The son and the daughter. How many young kids know that one? They don't know that one. But her husband is somebody I'm very proud of. He's doing a great job. He's been subpoenaed more than any human being in history, I believe. Every day he'd get a subpoena from Congress on something, oh, bullshit. But he'd get a subpoena. He's got a PhD in subpoenas. But he did a fantastic job. And Don, you know all about Don, how he did. He's great. He's very popular, too. He knows a lot about guns, I want to tell you that. We had, by the way, I have to tell you, we had great support from every gun group, including the NRA, which really worked hard. And Ivanka and Jared are here, and Tiffany and Michael are here, and Barron and my 10 incredible grandchildren, and another one coming through Tiffany. And of course, I want to thank our next Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance. Wherever he may be, there's a lot of people. Wherever the hell he is, he's here someplace. It's a lot of people. It's a little tough when you say, where is he? You know, you got a lot of people in here. But J.D. Vance has been extraordinary. And he's got an unbelievable wife, the Second Lady of the United States, Usha Vance. So, Usha, thank you very much. Beautiful couple, great people. We're also pleased to be joined tonight by Hulk Hogan, the Hulkster. The Hulkster. One thing, it's not hard to find him. All he has to do is stand up and you say, there he is. But he's great. And Kid Rock, wow. Kid Rock is a friend of mine.
Wow. Kid Rock,
he's a friend of mine for a long, long time. He did that thing on Budweiser. Budweiser will never be the same when he did the gun with a MAGA hat.
This is the president,
that was
dude.
The commercial
what are we
that everybody
doing?
Saw.
Kid did
also
a
with
rock.
us tonight is a great actor, tremendously talented guy, John Voight, who's great, and a friend of mine. And Sylvester Stallone is here. Great guy. And you know, I got Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone, and John Voight to become ambassadors to Hollywood, California, to put it back on track. So they're all ambassadors. You have to refer to them as ambassador, Mr. Ambassador. And a man who's got an army of young people, Charlie Kirk, is here. And I want to thank Charlie. Charlie is fantastic. I mean, this guy, don't believe the stuff when you hear the kids are liberal. They're not liberal. Maybe they used to be, but they're not anymore. You got to see how many people are for us. And I want to thank Megyn Kelly. She's been terrific. She's been really great. And Billy Ray Cyrus. And Lee Greenwood, wow, has he been something. What a song and what a man. And you know, by the way, these microphones. You see the microphones? I said, what the hell are those microphones doing standing behind me? You're going to have a little special treat at the end of this speech. I don't want to tell you because you'll rush me off the stage. Get off the stage. But you have a little special treat, and I won't tell you, but let's put it this way. It's the people that 30 years ago had a hot song, never hit #1, hit #5. But 30 years later, it hit #1 week after week. And they're here to sing. They're here to sing for you. And you won't recognize them. They're slightly larger than they used to be, but that's the way life goes. We can all tell you, that's the way life goes. There's nothing we can do about that. Sebastian Gorka, stand up, Sebastian. I see Sebastian here. There's a patriot. He's been with me through thick and thin, right, Sebastian? Now he's with the administration. Thank you. Great guy.
Another Nazi, by the way.
And again, I want to thank Elon for what he did in Pennsylvania. He worked
Not that it matters, obviously, because, you know, as long as they're pro-Israel, it's fine. But, like,
a man who
literally had to be pushed aside the first time around because he was wearing a Vitesse Rend pin to the Trump inauguration last time around, who quite literally, Mel Gibson too, obviously, but like wearing a Vitesse Rend pin to the Trump inauguration is so insane, so diabolical, because they actively hunted Jews in Hungary. Okay? Like he was wearing his granddaddy's pin. Nazi, are you stupid? Yes. I am not stupid. I think if you're wearing the pin of a unit that collaborated with the Nazi with the Nazi government, with the Nazi forces to hunt down Jews, yeah, I think it's normal to call that person a Nazi. Who can I call a Nazi then? What the hell?
Name them. No. Do you want me to name governors, senators, and Congress people? No. I thought you were going to say that. Sorry, governors. No, but we appreciate all of the
people at this point are like, you know who was who's the only Nazi? Adolf Hitler. No one else.
And our Senate Republicans have been unbelievable, and the governors are unbelievable. The job they're doing.
Only Adolf Hitler was a Nazi.
Of the crime-ridden cities,
and even then he was
top
misunderstood.
25, every single one of them is run by a Democrat. Does that tell you something?
Yeah, only Adolf Hitler was a Nazi, and actually he was a socialist.
Cities. Tonight, I also want to send our love to everyone affected by the terrible wildfires raging in California. We're praying for you all. We love you all. We're going to be there very soon. I'm going to go out there on Friday to see it and to get it moving back. We're going to get some of the best builders in the world, and we'll get it moving back. And I also want to pay my respects to the great people of North Carolina. You know, I won it every single time. And they've been treated very badly. FEMA almost didn't know it existed. And we're going to get North Carolina rocking and rolling, okay? We're going to get them rocking and rolling. They've been treated very badly as a state. Together we will rebuild Los Angeles better, more beautiful than ever before. We're going to get it going. We have the best builders in the world. It's the only people that could do it. Nobody else knows what the hell they're doing. And in 2028, the Los Angeles Olympics will be one of the great sporting events and patriotic celebrations in history. I was with Gianni, the head of the Olympics, and because of the wildfires, they're going to do a special job. They're going to really do something very special on the Olympics. And the opposite, some people said, oh, maybe the Olympics can't go there. It turned out just the opposite. They came to see me the other day, and the committee, and it's just the opposite. So the Olympics is great. And Johnny, for the others, you know, the World Cup, Johnny is the head of it. We had our top people, Wasserman. They all came in on the Olympics, and then I saw Johnny. And we got the World Cup, too. And, you know, it's only because they rigged the election that I'll be your president representing you there. You know, I got both of them. I got the Olympics, and I got the World Cup. And I said, you know, it's too bad. One was in 2026, and the other was in 2028. And I said, I won't be there. I won't be your president. But then they rigged the election, and now we won, so I'm going to be your president for the Olympics and for the World Cup. So, Johnny, thank you for the World Cup. And everybody, thank you for the Olympics. We're going to have a great time. We have another thing happening. 250 years. A celebration like no other. 250 years. And that's going to be taking place next year. So we have a lot of big events coming. And everything we do everything. We take it very, very seriously. But what do we do more than anything else? We put America first. And it all starts tomorrow when I raise my hand on the Bible to be sworn as we'll be sworn in tomorrow.
Yeah,
we're all going to be sworn in together. That's the way I look at it. It's not me, it's you. Greatest of all time. So we will be sworn in tomorrow. I'll be representing you as your 47th President of the United States. And just in conclusion, together, we're going to cut your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices, getting them back down, raise your wages, and bring thousands of factories back to the USA, right where they belong, and that'll be done through tariffs and smart policy. We will build American, we will buy American, and we will hire American. I will end the war in Ukraine, I will stop the chaos in the Middle East, and I will prevent World War III from happening, and you have no idea how close we are. We will crush violent crime in our cities and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect they so dearly deserve. We will strengthen and modernize our military again. We did it. We rebuilt our entire military. And then they gave billions and billions of dollars of it to, you remember, to the Taliban. They gave it to the Taliban. They gave our military equipment, a big chunk of it, to the enemy. Do you know that we pay billions of dollars a year? Do you know this? Does anyone know this? To Afghanistan? Do you know that? And I say, if we're going to pay billions of dollars a year, tell them we're not going to give them the money unless they give back our military equipment that these poor, stupid people allowed for them to have. So we'll give them a couple of bucks. We want the military equipment back. We will rebuild our once great cities, including our capital in Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. And we want to make this city again safe. We don't want people coming to Washington and getting mugged, shot, killed. We're going to stop it. Law enforcement, and they have very good police here, but they have to be allowed to do their job. We're going to stop it. We're going to beautify it. We're going to make it the most beautiful capital in the world. We will teach our children to love our country, to honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. And we will get critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools. And always remember, this is so easy, this will be done tomorrow. We will keep men out of women's sports. It's over. I will defend religious liberty.
We're so cooked.
I will restore free speech.
We're so
I will
cooked.
defend the right to keep and bear arms. We're going to defend that right. After years of building up foreign nations, defending foreign borders, and protecting foreign lands, we are finally going to build up our country, defend our borders, and protect our citizens. And we will stop illegal immigration once and for all. We will not be invaded. We will not be occupied. We will not be overrun. We will not be conquered. We will be a free and proud nation once again, and that will take place tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Everyone in our country will prosper, every family will thrive, and every day will be filled with opportunity and hope, and also filled with a thing called the American dream that you don't hear much about anymore. For the past 9 years, you and I fought side by side against the most sinister and corrupt forces on earth. And in our magnificent victory on November 5th, you showed them once and for all that this nation does not belong to them. This nation
Can we please move on?
belongs to...
Can we please move on? This is nothing new. It's depressing, scary, and giving a speech a large platform. You're right. I'm giving the next president of the United States of America a large platform. You know, Asmongold is also watching this speech, and he has 20,000 more people watching the speech with him. You know what I mean? Just get ready for the new reality in the United States of America. Okay? Every single social media platform is going to be right-wing. So if you're still holding on to this like idiotic, idiotic old hat liberal, I'm uncomfy right now for hearing Donald Trump's statements, just get used to it. You know, you're going to see a lot more of it. And not only are you going to see a lot more of it, it is going to harm you. You know, you can't just like close your eyes to the growing fascist movement in this country.
American astronauts.
And hope it goes away, because it's not going to go away.
It was hardworking patriots like you who built this country. And 75 days ago on November 5th, it was hardworking patriots like you who saved our country. You saved our country. Now, after all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in American history. With your help, we will restore America's promise, and we will rebuild the nation that we all love so much. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down, and we will never, ever, ever, ever surrender. We will fight, 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 and we will win, win, win. And together, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again.
Asmongold's always been a larger content creator than me, so it's not even remotely shocking.
Strong again. We will make America
So I think it's just a broader trend that's also a broader trend that we're seeing all across the country in every single social media platform, is that if you are center right or right wing, or at least like more open-minded to right-wing values and present yourself as that, you will see tremendous success. If you consider this to be a new phenomenon, well, you haven't really been paying attention. Yep, here it is. We'll make America strong again. We're saying cooked in this chat. They're saying based in Asmon's chat, listening to the speech, the vibe is very different. Yeah, I mean, it's also a moment of celebration for a lot of right-wingers, you know? So let them celebrate for the time being. This happened last time around as well. When Donald Trump won the first time around, right-wingers danced all around town, got super excited, super stoked. And I think it took a couple of years, but, you know, people very clearly... Unmute it, man. Shut the fuck up. I'm making an important point right now. Oh my God. I'm shutting off chat. Yikes. Okay. One thing that a lot of people will very quickly realize, or maybe given enough time, they will inevitably realize, is that Donald Trump comes into power. He says he's going to start deporting all the migrants or whatever. And that is going to somehow lead to genuine material improvements for people's lives. But when rent stays the same or gets more expensive, when egg prices go up, right? when all of that happens, even after, all of these deportations start taking place, people are going to recognize, they're going to be forced to recognize the reality that maybe all of this stuff that Trump promised wasn't a reality at all. Some of which will double down. These people, always have a tendency to double down. It's a cult-like desire. But for many others, they're going to look for a reason. Slowly but surely, they'll fall out of favor. They'll fall out of interest with politics in general. The biggest issue here is that there is no competent counterbalance, no competent counterweight to drive people in the direction of who's causing the actual harm. That is the reason why I'm so critical of the Democratic Party and regularly shit on the Democratic Party. And the current duopoly that we have in the American government, it's supposed to be the Democratic Party that actively pushes back against this, that tries to create some kind of defense against the Republicans actively undermining marginalized communities, painting them as the villains because they're an easy target to paint. Your shirt is gay? Yeah, I wore it so I could fuck your dad. He loved it. Your dad is gay. I'm your stepdad now. Yeah, you're disowned. You got two dads now. This Village People thing right after the military video sure is something. Yeah, they get to be gay. They own all of it, okay? Just like Trump gets to be kind of sympathetic to China at times because he has a lot of confidence. He entertains a lot more confidence from his base of support. Why does he entertain a lot more confidence from his base of support? Why don't the Democrats have this same level of confidence? It's not because the Republicans are too stupid. I mean, sure, that is a factor in this as well. Okay. But it's not just because the Republicans are stupid and Democrats are too brilliant. And that's why they're constantly critical of their administration. It's because he gives them things. Okay. He gives them stuff. He gives them treats. He gives them, he understands what they want and he offers it to them. In many instances, what they want is cruel, but he's not shy about enforcing that cruelty. But that's it. That's it. It's because Fox News won't spin that narrative about him. I'm sorry. Did MSNBC spin a negative narrative about Joe Biden? No. But what happened? Like liberal media actively made it seem as though Joe Biden wasn't a carcass. Okay. Throughout the last 4 years, this is the best of their ability. Okay. That's more than you would expect. And what good did that do? What good did that do? He's sharp as a tack. He's having the most sex with his wife, Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden. There's only so much propaganda that you can do. Propaganda cannot outflank actual policy. If the Democrats always and consistently refuse to offer its base things that they demand, things that are ultimately good too, then yeah, they're not going to be able to entertain broad support. Now let's take a look at the executive actions. Close the border to all illegal aliens via proclamation and declare a national emergency at the border. By the way, no national emergency for climate change. A national emergency for people crossing the border. Direct designations of cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. Oh boy. Reinstitute remain in Mexico, end catch and release, and direct the military to construct a new phase of the border wall. Fully unleash Alaskan energy. Terminate Biden policies that have constrained U.S. supply. Just giving a nice little gift to his main corporate backers, the oil and gas industry, as he said he would. Drill, baby, drill. Return federal workers to in-person work. Strengthen control over senior government officials and implement a new merit-based hiring review. Suspend security clearances for the 51 national security officials who lied about Hunter Biden's laptop ahead of the 2020 presidential election. This is so funny. That last part, this one is like probably one that will get a lot of play on MSNBC because half of them probably are MSNBC commentators. But it is such a funny and ultimately very petty thing that he's doing. I also don't really care about this part at all, but hilarious nonetheless. And all DEI programs across the federal government. Establish a new Department of Government Efficiency hiring freeze. Declare a national energy emergency and pause all offshore wind leases. Withdraw from the He's withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accord again. We're so cooked, dog. We are so cooked.
The Trump meme coin, an entirely new digital asset as of Friday afternoon, now represents approximately 89% of Donald Trump's estimated net worth. This token, issued on the Solana blockchain, has significantly boosted Trump's personal wealth, provided a conduit for the crypto industry to financially support him, and introduced a highly volatile financial instrument enabling global speculation on Trump's political prospects. Following another substantial overnight surge as of Sunday morning, Trump's holdings in this cryptocurrency were valued at up to $58 billion on paper, a figure that combined with his other assets positions him among the world's 25 wealthiest individuals. While the Biden administration has viewed meme coins like Trump as securities under SEC oversight, the incoming Trump administration promises a more crypto-friendly approach, potentially minimizing regulatory scrutiny. The coin's website encourages purchasing using dollars or cryptocurrency for celebratory purposes, disclaiming any investment intent or political affiliation. Nonetheless, investors have profiled immensely by speculating on its price. They have profited a lot. Launched reportedly during a crypto ball event hosted by Trump in Washington. About 200 million of the total 1 billion coins are in circulation and actively traded. Trump affiliated entities hold the remaining coins, scheduled for staggered release over the next 3 years beginning in April. On average, Trump's entities could sell approximately 24 million coins monthly at current market rates, potentially generating $1.73 billion monthly or $20.7 billion annually. However, given the coin's volatility, future values remain uncertain. Not to be overshadowed, Melania Trump debuted her own coin, Melania, achieving a market capitalization of exceeding $5 billion within hours of launch. If you found this video interesting, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and thanks for watching.